With HD remasters becoming more and more common in the gaming world, Sony has been no stranger to the scene, with multiple remasters of their own in the works. Viewer JRPG asks, what other PS1 remasters are you hoping for? So here are the top 10 PlayStation 1 games that we'd like to see remastered next. Number 10. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Long before the modern vampire craze that turned vampires into Molgoth teen heartthrobs, the Legacy of Kain series gave the Bloodsuckers a much darker, more demonic tone. One of the best in the series, Soul Reaver is a classic third-person action game with an amazing gothic-themed art style, complemented by a twisted story and brutal, violent gameplay. As one of the best-looking and most innovative games of the series, Soul Reaver would make an excellent HD remaster. Number 9. Syphon Filter. Developed by Eidetic Studios and published by 989 Studios before they focused on sports titles, Syphon Filter is a classic action stealth game that was hugely popular upon its release and sparked a series of sequels to follow. Syphon Filter's gameplay blended stealth with action-packed gunfights that is quick and intuitive to get into. The many well-done and varied level designs offer a ton of opportunities for improvement in a modern game engine. Number 8. Tenchu, Stealth Assassins. Tenchu was one of the first ninja-themed games that actually made you feel like a ninja, that time has unfortunately seemed to have forgotten. One of the greatest series of stealth games to have graced the PlayStation, Tenchu Stealth Assassins had multiple ways to approach levels and provided hours of replay value. Add to that, Tenchu was re-released as Tenchu Shinobi Gaisen only a year later with the addition of a full-featured level editor. A remaster of Tenchu complete with its added level editor seems like an obvious must. Number 7. Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve was Squaresoft's foray into the survival horror genre, which used action RPG gameplay mechanics and was the first of Square's few M-rated titles. The game was based off and developed as a sequel to the novel of the same name, and had an extremely dark sci-fi horror aesthetic set in 1997 New York. With a deep, mature story, an art style that rivals Resident Evil and Silent Hill, Parasite Eve is a classic horror RPG that needs to be remastered. Number 6. Spyro the Dragon. Back in the days when tons of cartoon-styled game mascots were fighting to be the next Mario or Sonic, Spyro made his debut on the PlayStation. Saving Insomniac from near bankruptcy, Spyro was a major success that launched a series of sequels. The gameplay offered one of the first well-done, full 3D platforming experiences with colorful graphics and a fun cartoon aesthetic. Being the mascot that almost took Crash Bandicoot's spot, Spyro definitely deserves an HD remaster. Number 5. Chrono Cross. This famed successor to Chrono Trigger has so far been the only Chrono series game in 3D. Chrono Resurrection. Praised upon its release for its innovations, the game unfortunately alienated some fans with the departures in gameplay and story from Chrono Trigger. Nonetheless, Chrono Cross was still generally well received and has become a cult classic to many fans. However, much like Final Fantasy VII, time has not been kind to the game's graphics, and with the remake of FF7 right around the corner, now is the perfect time to use that new game engine for a Chrono Cross remaster. Number 4. Bushido Blade. Bushido Blade was a rare, unique style of fighting game that focused on realistic blade combat. The game had a feudal Japan theme, although it technically takes place in the modern age, and has a diverse set of samurai and ninja characters that each offer extremely different playstyles. The environments were also excellently done and varied, and many of the levels connected to make big, expansive fighting arenas. The game's fighting engine provided a number of innovations such as one-hit kills, damage to body parts which would result in players losing the use of their arms or legs, and other details like the ability to throw dirt in your opponent's eyes, attack them when they bow, and even commit seppuku. Full of mind games, epic sword fights, and brutal realism, Bushido Blade deserves an immediate HD remaster. Number 3. Xenogears. Xenogears was another Squaresoft RPG that had epic anime cutscenes, epic mechs, and basically all the epicness. The art style and aesthetics are a beautiful dichotomy between futuristic sci-fi tech and an ancient world close to nature. The gameplay is as deep as the story and furthered the theme of dichotomy with giant mechs compared to the tiny size of the human characters. And having one of the best soundtracks of all time, composed by Chrono Trigger veteran Yasunori Mitsuda, Xenogears is an amazing RPG that needs to be remastered. Number 2. Brave Fencer Musashi. Another classic from Squaresoft, Brave Fencer Musashi was a bit of a departure from their RPG-centric games and utilized a much more action-based exploration and combat system peppered with 3D platforming elements. Brave Fencer Musashi's anime art direction was set in a fully 3D polygonal world and colorful fun environments and level designs. Gameplay was fun and easy to jump into, and had a number of interesting features such as a day-night cycle that would affect the townspeople and creatures, and a fatigue meter that would require Musashi to rest to refill. Square's answer to Mario 64, Brave Fencer Musashi is a remaster that we would love to see happen. And here are a few other classic PS1 titles that we would also love to see get the HD remastering treatment. Wild 9, Rival Schools, Xenogears, Vagrant Story, Legend of Legaia, Medieval, Nightmare Creatures, and needing little to no introduction, at number 1 is Metal Gear Solid. The first game to take the series to 3D, Metal Gear Solid was one of the PlayStation's most well-done cinematic masterpieces and set the standard for the future of the Metal Gear series. With Metal Gear Solid, Hideo Kojima took the series into overdrive thanks to the huge leaps in technology made during the 8 years that passed since the previous titles. A promising fan-made HD remake was sadly cancelled recently, leaving Metal Gear fans hungry for a remaster. With the newer Metal Gear games already providing a perfect engine to use for a remaster or a remake of Solid, this seems like something that should have already happened. So what do you think of our choices? Too many Squaresoft games for your taste? Disappointed that one or Philosoma didn't make the list? Let us know in the comments below, and tell us what PS1 games you want to see get remastered in HD. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video, and become a member of the fam by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. Here to bring you the gaming news you need to know, this is VG Fan.
You're doing this for the planet, same as us.
Not interested.